Hello, welcome to Twin Book Fanatics. My name's Caitlin.
And I'm Nicole.
And this is our February wrap-up / TBR. The first book I read in February is Days of Blood and Starlight by Lady Taylor. Every time I say this name I want to say Daughters of Smoking, but I don't know why. And I started reading this book back in, I think, January, but I was really busy. And this was the first book I finished in February. So
The first book I finished in February was Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. I started reading this in January, like late January, after I read Cinder. And overall, I liked this book.
The second book I read was Starters by Lisa Price. I started this right after Days of Blood and Starlight. Oops. I give it an A. I give Days of Blood and Starlight an A too.
The next book I read was Struck by Lightning by Chris Colfer. I really like the concept of it because it's like being in high school and stuff. And even though I've never read Perks of Being a Wallflower, I've heard it would be kind of like this concept. So I think if you read that one and you're kind of unsure about this, you might want to check this one out. And I liked it.
The third and final book I read in February is Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. And oh my god, the feelings! Like seriously, the last 150 pages was like a roller coaster ride. And this is like an A+.
The next book I finished in February was Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I started this back in September, and I thought it was really good. And then for some reason I got sidetracked, and I didn't want a high fantasy anymore. I think I was wanting more contemporary because I got Fangirl around that time where I stopped this and everything. And I think it was Fangirl. I'm not positive, but I just picked this back up and finished it. And I really enjoyed the ending. I can't wait to get Siege in the Storm and continue on. Even though it took me a while, I really enjoyed it, and I think it's an A. And lastly, the last book I read in February was The Sun and Neptune by Rick Riordan. I really enjoyed it. I just can't wait to pick up my copy of The Mark of Athena.
The book I'm currently reading, which you guys will probably see, you guys will see it at our Friday Reads tomorrow, is Seraphini by Rachel Hartman. I really didn't get that far this week. This week was a crazy week in general with trying to get college stuff out of the way and high school stuff out of the way. So it was just a heck of a week, and I didn't get to read that much.
I'm not currently reading a book right now, but yeah. Tomorrow you'll find out what I do choose to read.
The first book in March, oh my gosh, March, is the first book, one of the books I want to get to. These are not all set in stone. I might get to maybe one or a couple. I might get to none. I might pick another one off my shelf. But these are the ones, basically, after I pick all these ones off, my shelf's completely empty with all the ones I've already read. So I'll have to pick one of these. But this one I'm definitely probably going to get to. Is Control by Linda Kang. And I think I'll enjoy it because it's sci-fi, and I'm really into sci-fi lately.
One of the books I definitely am planning on reading in March is Crest by Marissa Meyer. I liked her first 2 installments to this series, and I can't wait to read this. The only thing is, I will have to wait another year for winter.
The second book I want to read is Alienated by Melissa Landertz. This one isn't that long, so I could probably get through. If I would read a couple books like these, I could probably get through almost all of them.
The next book I plan on picking up is Unravel Me by Tahara Mafi. I recently got Night Me, so I'm going to pick it up.
The next book I want to read is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I really just want to read this book because honestly I have all 5 books. So just like, I'm not going to marathon them because I think that's a little too much Shadowhunters. But yeah, I would kind of like to get through the series before City of Heavenly Fire comes out.
The next book I would like to read is A Night Me by Tara Moffey. If I have to read Unravel Me to get this, but if I do read Unravel Me and want to continue on, I'll read this for sure.
The next book I want to read is Allegiant by Veronica Roth.
That's Insurgent.
Insurgent. I've been sick for a couple of days, so I'm not all there. And if I read this one, I'm probably going to read Allegiant afterwards. So.
The next book I might pick up is Particles by Dan Wells. Most of these books we just recently got too, which is crazy. But, again, this is not set in stone. It could change.
The next book I want to read is Never Fade by Alexander Bracken. Obviously, you have to read The Darkest Minds to read this, so.
One of my final books is Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. I want to start this trilogy because if I'm finishing the Shadow Me trilogy, I gotta start another one.
Another one I want to try to get around to is Poison Princess by Chrisley Cole. Again, this one is just a really small one, so, I mean, if I read Control, Alienated, and this one, I could probably get through.
My next one is City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. I forgot her name for some reason. I would like to read up to book 5 in this, and then read the Infernal Devices trilogy by May. But again, I can't read them back to back because I get confused about who's talking and stuff. But I would like to start this one at least in March.
The last one I want to read is Starcross by Josephine Angelini. So yeah.
And finally, my last one is Lone Wolf by Jodie McColt. I just recently got this, and I kind of think that this would be a perfect way to end out winter, because next month spring begins, and because it kind of looks like it's a winter book, so maybe if I read this, the snow will stop.
So that was all the books we read in February or are currently reading.
And our March to TBR-ish.
And sorry for my voice and everything and my confusion. I've been sick and everything else. And Lady chilling in the corner. I don't know, she just wanted to be by our side. See you guys in the next video, which will be tomorrow, definitely. Just because. And see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.